Hello, and welcome once again to the Summoner's Guide to Final Fantasy XIV. Take 2 on Temple of the Fist, because I just ran this and realized I wasn't recording. So I'm going to run this again and hopefully remember the mechanics a lot better. So, looks like we've even got a new player. Give me some time to dig my keyboard out. There we go. Alright, so Temple of the Fist is an optional level 70 dungeon, though I really consider none of these dungeons to be particularly optional. You'll want to run them all. But this is a non-story dungeon. That was one of the expert dungeons released after the Stormblood story in the 4.0 expansion. And I think the most challenging of the 3 level 70 dungeons initially released was Stormblood. Alright, so in this first section, the moss barriers are going to prevent you from proceeding into the next section. So I'm making them kind of my priority. Now, as the moss barriers fall, little moss enemies are going to spawn. So be prepared for more ads to come up as this fight continues. Alright, let's see what this tank decides to do. Alright, we're going to play him here. That's fine. I know, especially when this dungeon first came out, there was a lot of very greedy tanks that would overpull and really cause some problems in this area. Now, gear is at the point now. I mean, right now we're in patch 4.5, and this is a 4.0 dungeon, so, I mean, gear, you're going to be over-geared here, more than likely. Even with the gear sync, you're going to be pretty overpowered. Now, when these little green egg sack things break, okay, we're going... the pool of gook that they drop basically just inflicts a slowdown on you. Alright, we are taking a big pull here, so this ought to be fun. Alright, I'm dropping the Shadow Flare right there. Alright, let's see how this goes. Here's the good news. Summoner is the king of AoE. So, we're dishing out the AoE damage pretty heavily here. Alright, we're still not quite out of the woods here, so I'm going to drop another Shadow Flare. Really can't do that much. I'll try to... Alright, we got that. Okay, so the first boss, there's actually a couple ways to fight this. Basically, you're going to start with this one guy here, this one coral. And the second one is going to come out later in the fight. Now, as I said, there are 2 ways that this fight is handled. One way is to kill one of the corals as soon as you can, and then only have one to deal with. The challenge in doing that is, as soon as you kill one, the other one is going to get a rather substantial damage up buff. So, you do have that to deal with. The other way to do it is to try to kill both of the whirls at the same time. Now the advantage on that is you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about the buff. The disadvantage is you have to worry about things like what just happened to me, where half of the arena gets covered in nasty AoEs. Now it looks like this group is going to go ahead and focus one down. In my experience, most groups will choose to play it that way, simply to avoid having most of the arena covered in AoEs, as it is in this particular case. The group I played with earlier, when I failed to actually record, actually did it the other way. We actually took out both at the same time and didn't have to worry about the buff. Again, both ways are viable, so kind of just follow the lead of whatever group you're playing with and go from there. Alright. We kind of actually did a little bit of both, because this guy's now almost dead. Alright. Which way? I'm going this way. Helps not to get lost. Alright, what we got? A ring of slaying. Striking and slaying. I don't want either of those. Really, this is all I-300 gear. It really isn't going to be an improvement over what I've got, for the most part. I think some accessories might. Alright, so for this next section, worry about these blocks, and again, the animations mean nothing. As you can see, I walked right through that pillar. All I have to do is wait for the actual telegraph field to be gone. Alright. The dancing bear is here. Yeah, the dancing bear has been the bane of many a group. It hits a little. I think it hits a little harder than most tanks expect. So early on, pulling up to the bear was causing a lot of groups problems. Now here you've got a gate to worry about. So what you're going to want to do is position yourself in this alley right here. Well, unless the tank decides to do that, which actually is, I think, probably a better way of doing it. Most tanks that I've encountered don't do it that way, but I actually kind of like it that this one did. Save all of that for the next group. Alright, so kill the two statues, the door opens. Pretty basic stuff. Don't get hit by the AoEs. Alright, now all these statues are going to come to life as you approach them. Most tanks at this point will pull everything up to the door, including the two larger statues. Or is this the way we're going to do it? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to get my Shadow Flare ready. getting ready. Alright. I'm going to pull out all the stops, take out this last guy here. That ought to do it. Okay, so this second boss is what separates the men from the boys, as it were, or the girls from the ladies, in the case of Violet. Alright, the biggest thing you gotta worry about is directional. So I'm gonna stand right behind this guy and wait for the directional attack. Fourfold cheer is not that. So I'm waiting for an attack that says either fore and aft or port and star. Port and star means he's going to be attacking to the left and the right of him. So you're going to want to be at front or the back of him. Killer instinct means he's going to shield 3 sides of him. I didn't see which side he blocked, so that's unfortunate. Okay. Port and star, okay. Yeah, the trick is watch where he's facing, look for the little arrow on his hitbox, and pray that the tank doesn't move him around quite as much as this one is. Alright, if you get that seal, stand in a glowing circle of the same symbol. Port and star, so I'm safe. He's got one more major attack I'm going to worry about. It's called Tapas. When he uses Tapas, he's going to start doing an AoE that's going to follow you. Then he's going to use fore and aft. Oh, good, I stayed out of it. Yeah, fore and aft means you need to go get to his left or his right. Now, when he uses Killer Instinct, fore and aft, get out of that! Good, I got out of it. This attack used to give me so much trouble, and I used to never be able to dodge it. Okay, Killer Instinct, watch for the shield. Alright, so get to the side. Yeah, see, if you don't do that, that's what's going to happen. So you need to find the one side of him that isn't shielded. Port and star, get to the front or back. So yeah, the key to this battle is to always keep a close eye on what direction he's facing, so that when he uses port and star or fore and aft, you always know where to run. If you react right away, you should have enough time to make the dodge. As you can see, I cut it pretty close a couple times, but I always managed to make the dodge. Early on, you're probably not going to make most of the dodges. As you can see, a lot of the other players were getting hit by the thing pretty frequently, and when I first played this, I got hit almost every time with those attacks. It's just something you gotta do enough to get good at. Alright, so in this section here, those little fireballs, they're going to basically explode whenever you get near one of them. Usually if I see one and it's away from the party, I like to try to bait it so that it goes off somewhere where the party isn't, kind of like I did right there. There we go. Oh, not quite done yet. Again, most tanks do like making larger poles here, which playing a summoner should be fine by you because summoners are kings of AoE, and yeah, you should be able to deal out some pretty good damage at this point. I mean, I'm not exactly perfectly geared. One of my goals with Violet at this point is to keep gearing her up. But I'm still dealing massive damage on these AoEs. Again, some tanks will take that last pull and combine it with this pull. It's very viable. No, I want to do that, and then that. And again, watch out for those fireballs. They will explode and do, you can get into some rather nasty AoE situations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait those away. So, this final boss, much easier than the second boss, but a lot of fun nonetheless, and a lot of mechanics to worry about, which I'll call out as they appear. So let's start out with the old Summoner 2-step to get your pet inside the arena. Alright, so first thing I like to do, get myself right up to the edge of the arena, because usually when he uses this attack Spirit Wave, he'll do that. And I like to bait that as far away from the party as possible. Alright, Touch of Slaughter means he's going to deal some major damage to you. Like, knock you down to almost basically single-digit health. Hopefully the healer is paying attention and gets you healed up. When those Dragon Head comes up, obviously get out of the way. Be careful, though, because later on he's going to throw in patterns where there are more than one row, and finding a safe space can be a little challenging. Obviously, the Shockwave AoE. Usually he'll follow up with a stack-up AoE, so get into that. And then a Hurricane Kick, so get out of that. Alright, when these little beads appear here, start picking them up. Not only do they prevent the boss from powering up, they will actually power you up. I got 5 of them, so I got a 5-fold stack of damage up. And I got about 40 seconds of that left, so we're going to deal out some damage here. Spirit Wave, I'm going to get to the wall. What do you know? I think, honestly, that may target whoever's farthest away. Okay. That was an interesting little piece of dodging there. Well, I got the most out of that 40 seconds of damage up. fine, we killed it. Alright, so that is Temple of the Fist. I'm gonna commend our Dragoon, because he did a good job. And it was apparently his first time, though it may have been an ult, to be honest. Nothing good there. Alright, so next up, this actually concludes the levels, the 4.0 dungeons. So we're going to start on the 4.1 stuff next, starting with the Drowned City of Scala, and the first of the 24-man raids, the Royal City of Rabanastre. A nice little reference for the Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy Tactics fans out there. So until then, have a wonderful day.